Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, The Silent Anarchist. I am Nikita, and in today's video we'll be talking about my approach to learn the subjects that I have chosen. And I received some comments yesterday to share the techniques I use to learn. So first things first, the most important thing is at what time you're sitting to study. Like difficult subjects like physics and chemistry require a fresh mind, a fresh start, like in the morning. Trust me, it works very well because when you are trying to understand new concepts and new formulas, you need to understand and learn them. The first thing is, when some people say that you need to understand the concepts and इससे काम हो जाएगा, trust me, it's a big lie because you have to understand. I'm not denying that you have to understand and also learn it, because when the question appears in the exam, you don't have the whole time to remember the whole concept, then derive the formula, then put the values and then solve it, then calculate the accurate answer and then give the answer sheet. So इतना टाइम नहीं होता है, इसीलिए you have to learn everything. Then the second part is you should have some structured notes, because when you have the structured notes, that in this when this question would be asked, only this much is required. When this type of question would be asked, how you have to present it to the invigilator. So the two things are discussed: how at what time you should study and how well structured your notes should be. The third thing is time management. Allotting different time slots for every subject, like physics, chemistry, and biology, specifically science. That science requires so much more time than English and our optional subject. My optional subject is psychology, and psychology requires time. People say that you just write long answers, you'll get the marks. No, it doesn't go like that. You have to learn the NCRT. You need to, copy the NCRT in the answer sheet, then only you get the marks. So, three things. The fourth thing is how I learn. First, that the notes, when I get my notes. So, basically, when you are making the notes, you've read the chapter. Second thing, when you're writing the notes, writing makes it make writing a habit, because when you write something, it stays in your mind for a longer period of time. Then the third thing, you need to revise the notes you have made, because it helps in memory retention. Then the fourth step is that you need to revise it again and again. And cherry on the cake is that you can you can write and revise. That's the best thing you can do. I revise while walking, because when you're physically active, then your brain works more in a more better state, better in a better state, sorry. So this is how I learn. The next thing that is required while you're learning a subject is having a creative and introspective mind, because when you read a paragraph, you need to be able you should be able to make questions out of the very same paragraph, like what you are reading. Like, if you're reading about mitochondria, what is mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell? Where is it present, and what is the structure? What are the chemicals, and how it functions? You should be introspective and inquisitive, because when you have a wider aspect of what you're learning, trust me, you'll understand it in a better way. And when you understand more, then there's less to you know cram. this is the basic fund of learning anything, may it be physics, may it be chemistry, may it be biology. The more you understand something, the less you have to cram it. Okay, then the next thing is that specifically for theory based subjects like English and psychology, where you have to understand and cram the dates, specifically the authors, their experiences, then the poetic devices, the different types of scientists who worked on the very same theory. So in these chapters you need to have very short notes for last minute revision, then short notes for detailed revision, and then some notes where you can again and again revise for that revision, that where you have to you should not be at the verge of reading the chapter again and again, because it creates confusion. You should be knowing at what page what comes. Okay, then the next thing, for the scientific subjects like biology, physics and chemistry, write as much as you can, because in biology you should be able to write long answers, and you have to make diagrams, label them, and then you have to cram the technical terms which are used, then their definitions for sure. Then in chemistry you should be able to say the periodic table out loud, because when you can say the periodic table out loud you would be able to understand the periodic trends. You're aware ki what trend goes in what order, increasing order or decreasing order. Then in chemistry everything is based on the periodic table, and what's not based on the periodic table is the physical chemistry part, that is more of calculation part, that requires practice. And in organic also it requires a lot of practice. You need to practice as much as you can from so many resource books as you can. You can see I have MTG, then I have so many authors books in my home, because I practice so much every day. Because when you practice you are aware and revising the concepts over and over again. And then in physics, physics हमने ली थी बिकॉज हमें मैथ्स नहीं लेना होता था, बट हमें पता ही नहीं था कि फिज़िक्स में मैथ्स से ज़्यादा मैथ्स करनी होती है. एंड फिज़िक्स इज़ ऑल अबाउट प्रैक्टिसिंग डेरिवेशंस एंड फॉर्मूलाज, and the amount of theory physics has, it's like very less, so very less of cramming in physics. But you should be knowing that after this type of derivation this is the answer. So you should be able to apply the very exact formula to the question as it is and solve it. You don't have the time to do the whole derivation, find the formula, calculate. इतना time नहीं होता है. Okay, so these are the techniques, and this is the part 1. In the part 2 I would be sharing the scientific techniques that you can use to learn and cram the the information that is provided to you. I'm never in favor of cramming things, because the first thing that comes to my mind is concept. When your concept is clear, when you have a creative mind, when you know the exact whole story, the whole plot, there is no point of revising, no point of cramming it instead. Okay, so if you found this video helpful, like the video, comment down what you need next, and stay tuned for the next video. Subscribe for more. Thank you guys. Bye bye, take care.